golden energy, 1111. I'm Mama Nova, a supreme supernova. Back with another video. Hope everybody is having a nice, calm, good, chill day. Whatever you focusing on, working towards, not doing nothing, whatever it is that you are doing because you want to do it. My hope for you is that it's going the way you want it to, and that you're feeling well, fed, not stressing, not somewhere hot. And I'm just going through the Harbor Tunnel. I'm born and raised Baltimore City, Baltimore, Maryland. Thank you, Krishan. Fun fact is my blood aunt, my mother's sister, my evil aunt, who manipulated the Maryland courts to get child support for me from my father for only God knows how many years. It's good to have a relationship with your children, communication, open communication, because this lady been getting so much money from my father because she went to the courts with her old custody paperwork, whatever, or she knows somebody. I really think it's that, and then that she knows somebody, because ain't nobody gonna tell me that my aunt don't work for the feds. First of all, the spirit already told me that. Second of all, she has done too much illegal shit as far as paperwork, fucking housing, food stamps, child support. I'm not the only niece that she done this to, okay? She's very clever with that type of shit. And because she got the back, and then, like, a lot of people been hurt, like her exes and shit, they either leave the earth or wind up in jail for a lot of years. Like, if they stop fucking with her or whatever, she did some cruddy shit to her own brother. But I'm mentioning this wicked aunt, very vindictive, but I call for the most highest righteous judgment of all. I remember it was about maybe even like almost 10 years ago, maybe. Me and all of my sisters was at the courthouse crying, asking Jesus at the time to help us with stopping her. It wasn't even about defeating her. It was about stopping her. She has hurt all of her nieces and nephews. She has hurt all of her nieces and nephews because she can't even have children. And that's where a lot of her hatred comes from. That her little nieces and nephews were starting to become adults and have children. Yes, God has not let her be fruitful. But I'm bringing her up, and I'm about to laugh to myself because this aunt, my mother's little sister, was once married to Krishan Malone, father, the Black Malone, not the white. I didn't know because I don't associate with her. I used to live in Florida for about 5 years. I was almost a Floridian. She one of them ones that's posting all kind of weird shit on Facebook, and then now you gotta go back and forth, standing your ground and all. Now you gotta block her and all, because she wanted this. She used to call herself Mother Teresa because my mother became an addict, and my cousin mother, my other aunt, became an addict. And so this aunt pretended to be a superhero and called CPS and got custody of me and 2 of my sisters and my cousin, who's more like a brother. brother, because we all wound up being in the same household for a lot of years because of that. Then I wound up in a foster home though, because her boyfriend, my aunt's boyfriend at the time, liked it. I was about to say teenage girls, but I wasn't even a teenager. I was 11, so she didn't like that I told my grandmother what was going on at our house. What happened in our house, stay in our house. And, she wasn't leaving her man, because I'm a liar, and all this and all that. So, but my daughters is the ones who brought it to my attention, like, yeah, Krishan was married, Aunt, fake Mother Teresa, was married to Krishan's dad. I'm like, what? And so she showed me pictures from their little ceremony, and it's pictures of my niece there, and Tasiki. And I laughed to myself because this wicked aunt lied and told the Malone, Eugene Malone, mother, that she was pregnant. And how I found out that is because my mother seen his mother on the bus one day, and Eugene Malone, mother, told my mother, yeah, your sister, she's pregnant. She had a baby. She's so excited thinking she's getting a grandchild. And my mother said that she just was in within herself like, this bitch. Because she had told so many guys that she always have a miscarriage. Always. This woman has had either full or partial hysterectomy. Many, many years ago, this woman had tried to steal a newborn baby, out the hospital at 17 years old. That's how bad she wanted to pretend that she didn't had a baby with a man. I guess to keep him, whatever, I don't know. But she branded herself Mother Teresa. Ain't that interesting? Because history will have Mother Teresa to be a saint, but then all these other stories come out about how she was trafficking children and shit, But that was just a little quick fun fact. But my point of making this video going through the tunnel, I was thinking about my own birth child. His birthday is 9 days after mine. My first child. I had my son at 17, but I had just turned 17 9 days before I had him. So I was pregnant at 16, had him at 17. His father was 20 and in jail. Sentenced to 5 years. Devastated. Because before that, his father was my bestest friend, like in the whole world. In the whole wide world. And there was our little happy family, just gone. But I was thinking about my son because we do a lot of talking about karmic parents, siblings, exes. But what about the karmic children that you have? Look, this is a truck right here. 3 9s. That's why. It said 9990. Confirmation, right? What about the karmic children that you love so dearly and you know within your deep down in your soul that you sacrifice so much for Christmas, for school, doctors, working 2, 3 jobs, food, whatever sacrifices you made for that child that child cannot see because of this world so materialistic that child think that you're not doing enough. And that child start to gain hatred. And I said gain because it was something happening gradually throughout the years that I was unaware of. I was so blinded that my child had hatred for me. My born son, my one son, my firstborn, my twin, my reason to live. That child changed my life. Or his father was in jail. So that should just tell you, you know, a little bit about me then. That I'm dealing with somebody that's sentenced for 5 years for narcotics. And his father, that was my good best friend. But it took some time for me to, like, you know, fall for him because I was, like I said, 16. 16, being 16 with no guidance, no parent, no nothing. I'm doing anything I want to do in this whole world since 14. Going anywhere I want, whatever I want. I was thinking about the moon and how I cut my son off some years ago. And then he reached out. But he had a plan when he reached out. The cards was telling me things. And then I had to make a choice between me and my child. And I kept choosing me. And then people will, they know you got a heart, right? The heart deceitful. People will play on your heartstrings, even your children. And I said, okay. Knowing deep down in my soul that was going to be the destruction of my fucking peace, creativity. And it's not to talk bad about my own child, of course. I'm just being real. This may can help somebody who feel like they gotta choose between themselves and their child. Because then I had to backtrack and choose me, no matter if it is my child. That's why you have to love yourself more than anybody else in this whole world. That is you loving God. Because God gave you that alignment, that spark for the experience. And I don't care who it is. I cut my mother off. I cut my sisters off. I cut my child off. I already didn't have no friends. I got one best friend from 3rd grade. And she over in Africa right now, living her best goddamn life. And I can't be more proud of her because what an example of a beautiful woman who has broken so many generational curses. Let me not get off track thinking about my best friend from 3rd grade who still checks on me. She just wished me a happy birthday. Out of all the people in this world, and I really don't talk to her or see her, and that's only because I never wanted my fucking shit to pour over into her life. If you care about somebody, you wouldn't want your fucking bullshit to be intertwined with somebody else that's, you know, on a different path and shit. She got a business, she got little teeny children, she got a husband, she got family, school and shit like that. So my hopes is that I'm able to get to a space where I feel like, okay, my life is put together enough where, yes, let's go get lunch. We ain't gotta talk about all this crazy ghetto motherfucking Kill Bill shit every day. Oh, I just heard you, Spirit. It's this red sand beach that I want to go to in Africa. And yes, maybe I can go there with her. I'm going to text her. Ask her, did she go there? I really want to go there. Anyway, thinking about my child, my son, going through that tunnel, I thought about how I basically cut my son off completely. Now, of course, I love my child. Of course, I go to war for my child. Of course, he still has my protection, right? Because I'm his mother. I remember one time my son, he went to go live with his aunt, his dad's sister. An aunt that was just, a Christian aunt that just, I mean, my baby father family made me feel like the worst being in the world. 16-year-old pregnant. You need to be baptized. I didn't even know what the fuck that meant. But they indoctrinated me so deeply that I got baptized when I was pregnant with my son. His father was in jail now. So, you know, the next best thing is to spend time with his family and his mom, his real mom. That was my best friend too. She was one of the realest women I ever met. I'm getting chills thinking about her because she passed away when my son was 5 years old. She loved my son so much. Man, my son wasn't even my son no more. Y'all grandmothers need to chill. I'm about to be a grandmother because of my son. And I haven't really tapped into that a lot because my son tried to use that as a way to connect with me. And I'm like, nope. Good. You having a baby? Now hopefully you'll wake the fuck up and see. Like I did when I had you. And that still was a process. It had me to think about the moon, the great mother, the womb, the moon. How, but I said that the mother and the father is tired of people manifesting certain shit. Because everybody can do it. But basically, the moon is going to cut your ass off. Because the moon ain't liking what you keep filling her up with. All this bullshit. The moon is not feeling that shit at all. So the moon gonna still, you know, still got love for you. But the moon gonna cut your ass off. The way I cut my son off. And just, I'm just waiting. But I'm going to go, because you can see my attire. I need to take care of my business. I'm Mama Nova, and I'll be back with another video. Thank you. Oh, subscribe. Please subscribe.